Now, during my years on the campaign trail, one thing I noticed is that Republicans tend to stick with other Republicans. It's easier to visit with like-minded people, share ideas, and see the world in a consistent manner than it is to sit around arguing with a room full of liberals. But the problem is the country is not all conservative. It's not even half conservative. And thank goodness it's not half liberal either. In fact, there are a lot of people in the middle, some with no party identification. Those are the ones who cross from one side to the other, issue by issue. To bend their ears, they need some coaxing, a strong argument, and a solid case to be made to feel attracted to the candidacy of the candidate, even if it's me. It may not be easy, but that's how campaigns are won. You've got to dive into the other side and certainly into the undecided middle and try to convince as many people as possible that what you're up to is also best for them. It's labor intensive, takes a little patience, a lot of time, and a bunch of wisdom, even a little charm. Well, some parts of the country are almost beyond being able to be penetrated. Most of California, New York City, the District of Columbia, and many more places are tough to break through to. But there are also parts of the country with one foot in each door. The suburbs surrounding Washington, D.C., much like that. Once rural parts of Virginia and Maryland were mostly conservative, but as you get closer to D.C., those places tend to get more liberal. Montgomery County, Maryland, and Fairfax County, Virginia are prime examples. Their issues are split and their choice of candidates can go either way, and they often do. Which brings us to a woman who's not afraid of the battle. She's not willing to cede the Beltway suburbs to the liberals. She really believes deeply in the truth and the conservative agenda that lets families and individuals thrive. The chairman of the Fairfax County GOP is Katie Gorka. She's the first woman ever elected as that Virginia County's Republican Committee chairwoman. Katie, welcome to our new show. I want to start, let's discuss, you've got a new book out, and it's got an interesting title called Next Gen Marxism. I mean, that's a stunning title because we're living in the United States of America, yet Marxism seems to be getting hold of a lot of the younger people in our country. So let's start with the title of your book, Next Gen Marxism. Why is Marxism, which has failed everywhere, why would it possibly be attractive to younger people?
Boy, that is the million-dollar question. And the only reason I can think is that because we've stopped teaching history. I don't think young people know that it has failed everywhere, nor do I think that they know how deadly and destructive it is to anybody who embraces it. It's just incredible to me. And, Mike Gonzalez and I wrote this book together. We wanted to explain how we got here. How did this failed ideology make its way so far into our country? And a lot of the answer lies with the 60s radicals. So I also find it particularly ironic that we've got protesters in Chicago today saying, make it great like 68. But in fact, they failed then, and I'm pretty confident they're going to fail again today.
The economy is uncertain. You never know whether your money's worth as much today as it was yesterday. It's one of the reasons I buy gold from American Hartford Gold. American Hartford Gold has earned a 5-star rating and an A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Be sure to tell them Mike Huckabee sent you. They'll give you up to $15,000 of free silver on your first qualifying order. Call 844-417-1010 or text Mike to 998899. You'll be glad you did business with American Hartford Gold. Young people are sucked up into this whole idea that Marxism would work for them. Truth is, if they traveled any, and particularly in places where the government is totalitarian, they might have a wake-up call and realize it's a disaster. But the fear is some of these folks, without much knowledge of either history or common sense, might go vote for somebody who, for all practical purposes, is a Marxist. I'm worried about the policies, but I got to also tell you, Katie, I'm worried about the integrity of the election itself. Is it going to be fair? Because you work in the really bowels of the beast there at the local level, how confident are you that the election is all going to be on the up and up? And can we depend on getting the policy issues out there in order to win the voters over?
Boy, these are great questions. This is what keeps me up at night too. I will be honest with you, but at the same time, I am so deeply encouraged because what I've seen is since the 2020 election, thousands, literally thousands of citizens have gotten engaged on election integrity. Here in Fairfax County, we have just an incredible election integrity team. They have discovered amazing things. They've actually just submitted lists, 3 lists over the last several months of illegal aliens who have voted. These have been submitted to our electoral board, which is now trying to find a pathway to prosecute these people because this is illegal. And I think if they are successful in this, it will send a very powerful message across the country. But, I'm telling you, this is a very real concern for everybody. And I think what people have to recognize is there is no magic election integrity fairy that is going to come in and fix this. It is hard work. It takes thousands of hands. And it's one of those areas where American citizens have to step up to the responsibility of living in a self-governing republic and having a hand in it and helping, being engaged in it.
Katie, this week, the Media Research Center said that in an analysis of news coverage of the presidential candidates, Kamala Harris got 84% positive coverage. Donald Trump got 89% negative coverage. I mean, that is stunning. I knew that it would be unbalanced, but 84% positive coverage, a tongue bath for Kamala Harris, and then 89% unfavorable coverage for Donald Trump. How in the world can we get the message through the pipeline of the press if they are that unbelievably biased?
Oh, it's just obscene, honestly, when you see those magazine covers and, you hear the clips where everybody one day uses the word joy and the next day everybody uses the word moderate when it comes to describe Tim Walz, and you realize how they operate in lockstep with each other. I think when it comes to our side, when it comes to conservatives, I think we actually have a great media world. We've got people like yourself. We've got, all quite a number of great conservative broadcasters. But my concern is, how do we reach the people on the other side? How do we reach the people in the middle who could go either way if they really understood the policies that were being discussed here? They are being completely lied to about Kamala and Walz, and we do. And my sort of theory is, or my belief is, that it really comes down to citizen to citizen. The people that listen to this show need to go talk to their family, their friends, their neighbors, and tell them the truth.
If you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider clicking the subscribe button below and the notification bell next to it so you don't miss any of our future videos when they go up online.